Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to use self-signed certificate in one of the web application, one of your web application, right? So in my previous video, I have explained how to create a self-signed certificate. Today I'm gonna show you how to use that into your test application. Alright, so this is my WebLogic, and by the way, I will be demonstrating the test application and the SSL certificate with WebLogic. So the steps will be similar if you are using some other web server or application servers, right? So this is my WebLogic server, and I have just one server here, and I will be enabling SSL for this server, right? So yeah, there are two steps, right? First one, to create a self-signed certificate. Second one, to install that self-signed certificate into this WebLogic. Okay, I have created a text file out of which I can generate all the certificates necessary, and I have all the commands to make sure that all the commands to create a self-signed certificate as well as to install a self-signed certificate into WebLogic, right? So let us see first part, how to generate this SSL. This I have given explained in details in my previous video. Please check it, right? So I will repeat again this so that you will understand okay, in the complete process, how to generate SSL, self-signed SSL, and how to install it into your application server. All right, so yeah, step number one, generate a CS certificate. So I'm gonna run this command as is. This should work, and make sure that you are on an empty folder, because you will be generating the certificate in this folder, right? And by the way, I'm on Ubuntu. Okay, Ubuntu 16, and I have OpenSSL and I have JDK installed already. JDK is needed because I am using JDK key tool. I will explain what is the difference between OpenSSL and JDK in a bit. So I'm using both the commands, but again, OpenSSL is an option here, because by using Java key tool command, you can generate all these things, generate certificate and import certificate into your WebLogic. All right, so I'll be using OpenSSL to generate self-signed certificate, and Java key tool to import that certificate into your WebLogic. All right, step number one, to generate the self-signed certificate. So this is the command. Okay, just copy paste. Okay, OpenSSL listings. Okay, give some standard password so that you'll remember. I'm gonna give welcome one. Okay, so now CA certificate is generated. This is CA certificate, and it has a key also generated, right? So the next step, yeah, if you want, you can check what is the content, how it looks, the signature and all. I'm just pasting it here. Yes, my CA certificate looks good, right? And this is important because when you say CA, this should be true, otherwise it won't be trusted. Okay, next, generate the service sign request. So this is a CSR, certificate sign request, right? So this will have an extension, or this is basically signing request certificate, right? So Okay, again give the same passphrase. Okay, let me check. So I have the server sign request here and the key again. Okay, the next step is to okay. Okay, now I am signing the certificate with my CS certificate, right? I have a server certificate and I have a CS certificate. The server certificate will be signed, so meaning using this certificate, okay, this is CA, I will be signing server request certificate, right? So we have two certificates here, a CS certificate and a server certificate. Server, I mean my application server. Okay, so I will be signing my application server certificate with this CA certificate. Okay, the names are all actually same, so I'm just copy pasting the commands. Okay, so done. Let me inspect. Yeah, this is my server signed certificate. This is my server certificate, I mean CSR, and this is my actual signed certificate. This is what I am going to use in my application, right? So the first step is done, that is creating a self-signed certificate. Now yeah, I'm not gonna inspect this. Okay, now the second step is to how to install the self-signed SSL certificate onto your application server, right? So again, steps are very simple. We just have two steps: creating a JKS. Okay, let me call this as okay, this is our key store, right? This is our key store, and yeah, so here I am using key tool instead of OpenSSL because key tool is more of a Java recommended tool to manipulate the certificates, and of course Oracle Weblogic is mainly used for Java Java applications. So key tool is better than OpenSSL in case of you are using any Java applications. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna create a JKS called christalk.jks, and the location will be the current folder. I call this as okay, server 3, because I might have other and this I'll call SSL cert, something like that. All right, so this is important here, so I'm going to use this alias in my WebLogic. So I'm going to run this. Okay, so ideally I should be using a different location for the key store, but for this demonstration I'll be using the same location. So meaning the JKS key store will be created in this folder. It may confuse you because you will have a lot of files, but yeah, let us create it here only. Okay, so yeah, server 3 is our alias, and this is my key store. Remember, we need to configure this in our WebLogic. Okay, I'm gonna give same password. Yeah, giving the same password just to make sure that I don't miss anything, because there is a password, there is a passphrase, right? So everything I'm keeping same, to make sure that I'm not missing it. But in production grade, yeah, obviously how to use the standard passwords. Okay, so here this is very important actually. You cannot give your first name and last name. You have to give your application host or application domain name, basically. So if your company is example.com, so you should give example.com, right? So in my case, okay, so let me come here. Okay, in my case actually it's can replace this with, let me check. Yeah, no, because I am accessing this from host machine, but it's actually running in the VM. Let me check this in, oh yes, boxes, right. Okay, yes, so I will be using OS boxes as my alias, as my UN, basically it's organization name. Okay, and the organization unit same, again same. Okay, city, I'm in Bangalore, KN IN. Right, so this is a confirmation screen. If everything looks good, you can say yes, otherwise you can say no, and it will ask you again. Right, I'm gonna giving this this is password actually, right? So I'm gonna give the same. Okay, and there is a warning. This is nothing but the Java key tool recommends PKS 12 but mine is .pem. The certificate extension is .pem, but the key tool recommends PKCS 12. You can ignore that. Alright, so I have created a JKS now. Let me check. Yeah, this is my JKS. Will tell you to list the certificates. Okay, now I am importing the certificate whatever I created in this step. So server signed cert.pm. I will be inserting it, importing it to my JKS, right? And yeah, this path is not correct. Okay, now okay, so the certificate path I am giving, let me check if this file exists. I'm just cross checking if this file can be accessed with this path. Okay, it is present, right? So our command is correct now. So the key to import into trust certificates alias as so and so, and then the file, actual certificate file, and what is the key store. Right, I'm gonna execute this. Okay, so this is the last step. Trust this certificate, of course, yes. Okay, so this is the message you're supposed to get. Certificate was added into the key store. So now let us see how many certificates are there in this JKS. Obviously one, because we just created this JKS and we just imported a certificate into it. Let me inspect it. The command would be key tool, right, list verbose, and then keystore. Keystore is .jks, right? Okay, so this is my certificate which I will be, okay, in other words, I have one certificate in my JKS. Okay, keystore type JKS. Your keystore contains two certificates. I don't know the one, what is it? I think that's our okay, we have created here one more, right? This should be the one. Let me check. yeah, that's silver 3, and then okay, there is SSL cert. Okay, I'm not sure about how it came. Anyway, what we need is oh, sorry, yeah, this is the one, SSL cert and silver 3. Yeah, we have two certificate, two aliases basically, the silver 3 and SSL cert, right? So our JKS looks good. Now third step, actually there is the step number 3, configure SSL in Weblogic, right? So okay, so this is our Weblogic, and I have one admin server, and there's one test application. This is my test application. Okay, I just got it from Google. And okay, where to go? Under environment, go to servers. You will see this. In my case, I have just one, but you may have multiple servers. And click on that. Under configuration, go to Keystore. Okay, so by default Weblogic will come with demo identity and demo trust. We need to change this, right? So since I'm not in production mode, I don't have to say lock and edit. If you are working on Weblogic, you will know that. So I can straight away change this. Okay, I will be doing it, changing it to custom identity and Java standard trust. So our identity is custom and trust is standard, right? Let's save this. If I save this, other options will open up for me to configure, right? So now I have this is my old configuration. Let me change that as per my new configuration. Okay, okay, this is Java Keystore. I have it. Okay, the type is JKS, and key the password which you have given while generating the JKS. Okay, for now this part you can leave as is, right? So yeah, what is my custom identity store, and what's the type of key store? It's JKS, and there's one more KKS I believe, and the password for the JKS. Let's save this. Okay, this is saved, and this doesn't need a restart, but we'll do that. And under SSL, you have to provide what is the server you created. I mean, what is the certificate you created. So this is my old certificate. I'm gonna say certificate 3. I think that's what we gave. Yeah, certificate 3. So yeah, this password should be same. Okay, that's it. Let us save this. Okay, now I'm just to be safe, I am restarting the admin server. I mean, there is an option to restart SSL. right? This will be seconds. Okay, SSL channel have been successfully restarted. Let me see if I have any errors. Okay, so here, right, loading the identity certificate from so and so. So it looks like it should work now, because there's no error. Otherwise it would have shown here unable to find or invalid certificate, but looks like it is taking. So just now loading the identity certificates and private keys under the alias private key stored under the alias root from so and so. Yeah, this should be working now. Okay, so yeah, now I'm going to access this with the HTTPS protocol, right? And remember, Weblogic will have a default 7002 as HTTPS port, so this should work. Yes, this is expected. I'll tell you why. Okay, so the application is working. So why this error is because this certificate is not known to our browser, meaning the certificate whatever we use, right? Say for example, you go to google.com, okay, and this is HTTPS, and if you go to certificate, obviously this certificate is signed by Google Trust Services, meaning every browser should trust this, right? These are the certificate which are trusted by all the browsers available, and in our case this is our self-signed certificate, right? So nobody knows about our certificate, so this is useful. Okay, the aliases I gave, right? This is what I gave. So this is useful when you want to test your application using your self-signed certificate. Obviously getting a actual CA signed certificate is it takes a cost, right? And if you want to try multiple certificates, you can try a number of self-signed certificate. Let me test this in our VM. Inside the VM, no. Okay, so same thing, advanced, add an exception. Yeah, you can add this, permanently store this exception, so next time onwards it won't complain. So I mean there will be invalid certificate, but you can access your site with HTTPS. So if I change this to 701, say not found, yeah, it will try to handshake, because since it's HTTPS, and then it will time out. So that's a standard handshaking process. Okay, I'm moving it back. If I want to see console, this is a Weblogic console. Okay, yeah, it's coming. Yeah, this is our self-signed certificate. Okay, you can see all the information, right? this is my domain or environment unit or what is it, organization unit. Okay, so that's it guys for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please subscribe and like, leave comments below if you want to know anything more on these areas. Thank you, see you later.